Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that digs into fascinating sources to pull out the core insights, basically giving you a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed.
That's the goal.
And today, we're stepping into this really captivating world. It's the world of the American Pit Bull Terrier, the APBT community. And certain names in that world, they just echo, they carry this weight, almost mythical.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a world with such rich history, documented lineage, incredible stories of resilience. It really goes beyond just simple competition.
Right. And there's one name, one figure we kept coming across whose legend is just, well, it's more than just power, more than just wins.
Yeah. What's really fascinating there is how some stories, they become more than just like a win-loss record.
Yeah.
They turn into these foundational narratives. They start representing core qualities.
Exactly.
And this specific legend, he isn't just celebrated for, winning. It's about this incredible blend of, well, intelligence, first off. Unwavering resilience, like you said, facing huge challenges, and this tactical brilliance in the arena that was just unparalleled.
Tactical brilliance, that's a key phrase here.
It really is. His impact, why we're talking about him today, it resonates because his story shows you something fundamental about what really makes a true champion. It's like a blueprint for excellence that honestly goes way beyond just this one breed.
And that figure, the subject of today's deep dive, is GR CH Chavez Llantas base.
The legend himself.
Yeah. And his story we're drawing from these illuminating excerpts from CH Chavez Llantas base, La Leyenda Negra del APBT, and it's so much more than just a list of victories in the pit.
Oh, definitely.
It's this rich tapestry, right? Woven from genetics, carefully planned genetics, brilliant strategy, adaptability, and this really profound bond between an owner, Roken Chavez, and his dog.
That bond is central.
So our mission today is to unpack that legend, understand the nuances, the details of his career, and really see why his legacy still captivates people. It's a chance for you, our listener, to get a really solid, informed understanding of a truly pivotal figure in APBT history.
Hopefully in an engaging way.
We hope so. Now, before we really dive in, I just want to mention, for those of you listening who find yourselves really drawn into the rich history of the APBT, stories like Llantas's are, well, they're just one amazing thread in a much bigger narrative.
That's a great point.
There are literally hundreds of hours more of incredible historical content out there, tracing the lineages, the lives of these remarkable dogs. It's all waiting for you on the YouTube channel APBT INFO.
Yeah, APBT INFO is an incredible resource. If this deep dive sparks your interest, that channel is, well, it's where you go next. Hundreds of hours, like you said, deep dives into the history, the dogs, the breeder.
Exactly. So think of this as maybe a taste, a gateway. There's so much more to explore there.
Definitely worth checking out for serious enthusiasts. Now, just to set the stage properly for our discussion today, it's important to understand the historical context. When we talk about the pit in the history of the APBT community, we're referring to a specific specialized arena. This was where highly regulated contests took place. Contests focused on strength, endurance, strategic skill between these dogs.
Okay.
Our discussion today is based solely on the historical accounts we have from our sources, focusing on Llantas' strategy, his resilience, within that specific historical framework. We're looking at the how and why of his success in that context.
Understood. A historical lens on strategy and resilience. So let's start at the beginning. The foundation, Llantas's genetics.
The blueprint.
Because this wasn't just like random chance. The source material makes it clear he was, in a way, genetically engineered for greatness.
A strong phrase, but arguably accurate given the planning involved.
He was the product of what they call a powerhouse breeding, a really deliberate, meticulously planned pairing, designed to bring out the absolute best traits from proven champion lines.
Who were the parents again?
His parents were Boudreaux Skull and GR CH Chips Nikita.
Okay, right there. For anyone familiar with APBT pedigrees, those names signal top tier. That's not just a casual breeding.
No way. A badger having Rampur, Register of Merit, Producer of Record, that means he wasn't just a champion himself, but crucially, he consistently produced champions. He passed on those winning traits.
Proven reproducer, that's huge in breeding.
And Nikita being a grand champion, GRCH. Well, that speaks for itself. An elite competitor, it's like, looking at the family tree of a world-class athlete and seeing generations of champions.
Selected for specific complementary traits. You can see the intentionality. This wasn't throwing two good dogs together and hoping for the best. This was calculated.
Intentional breeding at the highest level, aiming for something specific. And if you dig even deeper into his pedigree, wow.
Yeah, the ancestral giants behind him. It gets even more impressive. We're talking names like Boudreaux Skull,
A legendary name.
CH Pollock's Batman, another cornerstone, and Boudreaux's Maverick. These aren't just, distant cousins. These are pillars of the breed's history.
Pillars, good word. And each known for specific things, right?
Exactly. Boudreaux Skull, for instance, he was legendary for this. This sheer drive, this relentless will to win, just unyielding intensity.
Okay.
CH Pollock's Batman was known more for structural soundness, bone, and a particularly devastating, crushing bite. So formidable physical attributes.
You hear devastating bite associated with Llantas, too.
Inherited, no doubt. And Boudreaux's Maverick, another proven producer, he was known for passing on this combination of extreme intelligence and an almost uncanny ability to endure stamina gameness.
So you've got drive, power, intelligence, endurance, all baked in from these ancestors.
Right. They were celebrated for that devastating bite, yes. But just as importantly, their mental stability. And that's key. It's not just aggression. It's composure under extreme pressure.
Thinking clearly when things get tough.
Precisely. Clarity of thought, the ability to execute strategy without falling apart, even when pushed to the absolute limit. And maybe the most critical piece for his own legacy, their proven ability to reproduce champions.
So Llantas wasn't just inheriting these traits.
He was embodying them, refining them, maybe even amplifying them. He became this living testament to what careful selective breeding over generations could produce, a culmination of that genetic heritage.
So when you consider that, the raw potential Llantas carried literally from birth, what does it all mean?
Well, it means he wasn't just born lucky. He was born into a legacy, a lineage where greatness wasn't just hoped for, it was systematically planned for, cultivated over time.
He had every genetic advantage, a biological head start, you could say.
Absolutely. And that genetic foundation, it sets the stage perfectly for everything that follows.
Yeah.
His early life, his development.
Right. So he enters the world of Roque Chavez. This happens in April 2001. He's described as this distinctive black-coated puppy, apparently had a real presence even then.
The beginning of that crucial bond.
And his name, Llantas. It means tires in Spanish.
Right, because of Roque Chavez's profession.
Exactly. It's such a personal touch. It hints at that immediate connection, that personal investment Roque had in this specific puppy from day one. It suggests this bond was maybe destined for something special right from the start.
And the account suggests Llantas really reciprocated that. He showed remarkable intelligence, even as a puppy, and this fascinating duality in his temperament.
Duality? How so?
Well, the source mentions him playing gently with Chavez's son, which shows, a balanced, stable temperament, kindness, adaptability in a family setting, highly prized traits.
Especially in this breed, yeah.
But then simultaneously, even young, he displayed these fierce instincts in the 4x4.
Okay, 4x4. What exactly does that refer to in this context? Is it literally a vehicle?
It generally refers to a challenging training environment, often outdoors, rugged terrain, sometimes involving vehicles, maybe for transport or context. But it's more about testing the dog's innate drives, physical abilities, mental toughness in diverse, demanding situations. Not necessarily a specific standardized thing, but a tough proving ground.
Got it. So gentle with kids, but focused and intense in training.
Exactly. Adaptable, able to switch gears. Affectionate companion 1 minute, determined, instinctively powerful animal, ready for intense work the next. The source calls him having a sharp mind and an unforgettable presence even then.
So not just physically gifted, but mentally sharp from the get-go. Processing things, understanding his environment almost intuitively.
That's the picture painted. High level of awareness.
And that's where it gets really interesting, isn't it? How those early signs, the balanced temperament and the sharp, fierce mind, how they foreshadowed what was to come.
It's profound. It tells you it wasn't just about raw power or athleticism. The cognitive piece was huge. The ability to learn, adapt, and crucially, channel those powerful instincts with control and precision.
That duality allowed him to turn raw power into controlled strategy, not just acting on instinct.
Exactly. And you see parallels, right? Think about young prodigies in other fields. A chess player with amazing focus, recognizing patterns. An athlete who doesn't just have talent, but can read the game, anticipate.
Yeah, totally.
For Llantas, these early traits were like the opening chapters, hinting at the strategic master he'd become.
Okay, so we've got the meticulous genetics, the promising early development. let's move to the arena. The crucible, as you call it earlier, where the legend was forged.
Right, where it all came together.
His competitive career. It's more than just impressive physically. The record speaks for itself. 5 matches, 5 wins. Perfect.
A clean sweep, unblemished. Says a lot about his dominance.
But the real story, the genius of Llantas, it isn't just that he won, it's how he won. Each match was like a strategic masterclass in its own right.
That is the absolute key. He wasn't just a brute force, that's stated clearly. He was a master strategist, even under the most intense pressure imaginable.
Right.
And each match, it seemed to highlight a different aspect of that tactical brilliance. His ability to adapt, analyze his opponent, consistently outmaneuver really formidable dogs.
So we're not just listing wins here, we're digging into the how, the strategy behind each victory.
Offering lessons in applied intelligence under fire, really.
Okay, match 1, the debut. He's only 22 months old.
Which is startlingly young for this level of competition, still maturing physically and mentally.
And he's up against Rocky Marciano 2XW. That 2XW means 2-time winner, right?
Correct. A proven opponent.
Yeah.
Not an easy first draw. And obviously named to evoke that relentless toughness.
Did he live up to the name?
Apparently so. Rocky was known specifically for his powerful chest attacks. That was his signature move, designed to overwhelm, physically dominate through sheer force.
So a power fighter, how did young Llantas handle that?
This is where the strategic mind shows up immediately. He didn't try to match power with power. He didn't engage head-on where Rocky excelled.
Smart.
Very. Instead, Llantas kept him at bay. He controlled the distance, managed the engagement, and he specifically targeted his shoulders until Rocky collapsed.
Targeted the shoulders.
Likely to neutralize the base of those chest attacks, wear him down, maybe inflict specific damage that hampered that primary weapon. It wasn't random. It was a calculated dissection, applying pressure where it would have the most strategic effect.
Wow. At 22 months.
The outcome. Victory by technical dominance after 51 minutes, a long, grueling fight.
51 minutes. That's endurance, too.
Absolutely. Now, the source does report, factually, a tragic aftermath. Rocky passed away minutes after the match. It's a stark reminder of the intensity and the inherent risks involved in these historical contests.
Yeah, definitely. But focusing on Llantas, that first match, what does it tell us?
It immediately reveals incredible strategic intelligence and adaptability right from the start. At that age, he wasn't just relying on his genes or raw power. He showed this clear, almost intuitive grasp of his opponent's style.
And how to counter it.
Exactly. Yeah. He identified Rocky's vulnerability, that reliance on frontal power, and he meticulously exploited it with precision, rather than getting drawn into Rocky's game.
Asymmetric engagement, you called it earlier. Find the weakness, exploit it, don't just mirror their strength.
Precisely. It was a strategic masterclass from a pup, essentially. A fundamental lesson applicable anywhere. Identify and exploit weakness, don't just clash strengths.
Okay, so match 2. He faces an opponent named Boudreaux.
Yes. And this match, though shorter 23 minutes, it presented a very different kind of challenge. This one was really marked by significant adversity for Llantas himself. It tested his limits profoundly.
How so? What happened?
Boudreaux was tough. He inflicted serious damage on Llantas early on. The source is specific. Boudreaux inflicted serious damage to Llantas's legs, exposing cartilage.
Exposed cartilage? That sounds incredibly severe. Crippling, you'd think.
Deep tissue damage, structural compromise, excruciating pain.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Many would be finished, physically and mentally, right there.
But not Llantas?
Not Llantas.
Yeah.
His response was just incredible. He didn't succumb. He didn't falter. Instead, he strategically retaliated. He shifted his attack with a strategic bite to the mouth, a vulnerable, high-impact area.
Turning defense into offense, even while badly hurt.
And then this dramatic display of sheer power and will. The source describes him literally dragging Boudreaux across the pit.
Dragging him while injured like that.
Yes. It wasn't just about inflicting damage at that point. It was about asserting absolute dominance, control, a visceral demonstration of willpower overriding extreme physical compromise.
So what's the core lesson from the Boudreaux match? What does it reveal?
It's a profound lesson in what you might call adaptive combat and just sheer raw willpower. It wasn't just winning when things go right. It was finding a way to triumph when facing significant injury and intense pain.
Resilience isn't just enduring, it's adapting while enduring.
Exactly. The insight is that true resilience involves strategically pivoting, countering when injured, transforming that physical disadvantage into a catalyst for a more precise, maybe even more desperate, high-impact response. It speaks to a mental fortitude that simply refused to yield.
an inner drive that pushed past what seemed like impossible physical limits.
That ability to not just endure, but to strategically respond while injured, that's a hallmark of true greatness. Depth of character, indomitable spirit, beyond just physical skill.
Okay, moving to match number 3. This one's against Red Jack from Arizona, and it was his longest fight.
1 hour and 9 minutes. Yeah, over an hour, that kind of duration. It's a grueling test, not just physical endurance, but strategic patience, mental toughness. Pushes everyone to their absolute limits.
And this match had a particularly critical moment, right? One that really cemented his reputation.
Oh, absolutely. One of the defining moments of his entire career. Red Jack, another tough opponent, apparently landed a massive blow. The source says he nearly knocked Llantas out with a brutal chest hit.
Nearly knocked him out. So Llantas was on the brink.
On the very brink of defeat. A devastating impact. Could have ended it right there. But Llantas, again, didn't just survive. He transformed defense into offense. He danced, dodged, and countered with precision. Recovered with incredible agility, tactical awareness.
Okay, he recovered. But then came the legendary part.
Then came the legendary moment, yes. The thing that truly set him apart in APBT history. He brilliantly used the pit's edge to slam Jack into the boards twice while maintaining a grip on his muzzle.
Wait, he used the edge of the pit, like the wall.
Exactly. He weaponized the environment itself. Pure ingenuity. He wasn't just fighting the opponent. He was using the physical structure of the arena as a tool, as leverage.
While maintaining a hold, that's complex coordination under pressure.
It's astonishing. An act of pure, unadulterated strategic thinking. Demonstrating advanced spatial awareness, creative problem-solving, frankly, groundbreaking for his species in that context.
That's the genius part, isn't it? It wasn't just strength. It was environmental awareness, tactical creativity. You have to picture that. Understanding the space, the impact against the boards, executing it perfectly twice while controlling the opponent.
It's like a chess master using the edges of the board or a martial artist using a wall. It wasn't a programmed move. It was improvisation under extreme duress.
Showcasing profound intellect and adaptability, the kind of move that makes everyone watching just stop and realize they saw something extraordinary.
A lesson in turning a fixed environment into a dynamic weapon. Truly remarkable.
Okay, match 4. He's up against Bobo in Morelia, Michoacan. Another long one.
The 52 minutes. Another substantial bout. And Bobo came in with a serious reputation. A major threat.
What was his reputation?
Bobo had 5 KO wins under his belt.
5 knockouts, so a known finisher. Relied on overwhelming power, presumably.
Exactly. An extremely dangerous adversary. This was a real test against a proven knockout artist. It demanded a different kind of strategic finesse from Llantas.
So how did Llantas handle a power puncher like Bobo? Did he try to match power?
No, again, the strategic mind at work. He didn't get drawn into a slugfest. He employed calculated strikes to the mouth and shoulders.
Mouth and shoulders again. Seems like a pattern.
A strategic pattern, likely aimed at hindering breathing, reducing biting power, mouth strikes, and hampering mobility and offensive capability, shoulder strikes. It was systematic, dismantling Bobo's ability to fight effectively, rather than just a wild attack.
Controlled, strategic, almost surgical.
Precisely. And this performance, this methodical approach against a dangerous opponent, it earned him huge recognition. He received Best in Show honors from legendary judges Indian Sunny and Don Devine.
Indian Sunny and Don Devine, these were major figures in the APBT world.
Titans. Their judgment was considered the gold standard. Getting Best in Show from them wasn't just about winning the match. It was an affirmation of elite status, acknowledged by the most respected eyes in the community.
So it signified he wasn't just winning, but winning with exceptional skill, heart, strategy, embodying the ideal.
Exactly. It elevated him. It was like getting an award for artistry and technical perfection in a sport often focused just on power. It put him in a class of his own.
Wow. Okay, so that brings us to his 5th and final match.
The one that cemented it all.
And it had this really symbolic timing, right? It took place on October 9th.
Which was GR Chavez's birthday.
What a gift. More than just another win. An emotional peak for them both.
Absolutely. This win definitively cemented Llantas' status as a grand champion. That's the highest competitive title, needing 5 documented wins against other champions.
GR CH.
GR CH. And for Roque, his dedicated owner, it wasn't just a title, it was the best birthday gift imaginable. The perfect capstone to this incredible journey of trust, training, and shared triumph.
It wasn't just a contest, it was a celebration of that bond and the achievement, marking his place in the pantheon of greats.
Perfectly put.
So that final win, it really framed his whole competitive career. It wasn't just the undefeated record, but the intelligence, the resilience, the heart behind every single victory, proving time and again he was more than just powerful. He was a strategist, an indomitable spirit.
A complete package.
Okay, so we've gone through the matches, these incredible displays of strategy and resilience. Now let's really focus in, analyze Llantas' mind more deeply. We keep saying it, but it's crucial.
Yeah.
He was a true strategist.
It bears repeating. That designation goes way beyond just physical gifts. It speaks to a superior cognitive ability, a way of thinking that few, if any, competitors could match.
Right. He seemed to possess this rare cognitive skill within the breed, allowing him to consistently outmaneuver opponents, not just overpower them.
Which leads to the big question, how? How did he consistently make the right moves under that immense pressure? Split-second decisions, precise execution, often when hurt.
It wasn't just luck or pure instinct.
No. It felt calculated, intelligent, an analytical approach to every single encounter. That's what made him such an anomaly, even among highly trained animals.
So let's break down those specific strategic attributes, connect them back to the matches. First, his uncanny ability to read opponents' patterns.
We saw that immediately with Rocky Marciano, right?
Yeah. He didn't just charge in. He seemed to understand Rocky's predictable chest attacks and devised a counter on the fly.
And against Bobo, the knockout artist, Llantas didn't let Bogo dictate the fight or fall prey to that power. He seemed to anticipate Bobo's moves and neutralize him with those precise, calculated strikes.
It really seemed like he could predict their next move, almost, giving him that critical edge.
And building on that observation skill was his mastery of controlling distance and tempo.
Ah, yes. Like in the long fight with Red Jack, after taking that brutal hit.
He didn't just stand there and take more. He danced, dodged, and countered. He created space when needed to recover, regroup. Then he engaged expertly when the moment was right.
Dictating the pace. Slowing it down when vulnerable, speeding up to press an advantage.
That sophisticated tactical skill requires constant situational awareness and forethought. Not just reacting, but controlling the flow.
And speaking of Red Jack, that use of the environment. Using the environment to his advantage, it was legendary.
Truly iconic. Using the pit's edge to slam Jack into the boards. Twice. While maintaining that muzzle grip.
It wasn't just strength, it was ingenuity, adaptability, understanding the physical space and turning its limitations into assets.
Like a master tactician in any field, using the terrain, the boundaries. It speaks to cognitive mapping, creative problem solving under extreme duress. Exceptionally rare.
And then there's the mental side, maintaining psychological composure under pressure.
Which was just incredible. Think about the Boo-Boo match. Cartilage exposed. Excruciating pain.
Yeah.
But his mind stayed sharp. No panic, no giving up. He executed complex moves, delivered that strategic bite, showed that incredible will by dragging his opponent.
It speaks volumes about his mental fortitude, maintaining focus, processing information, executing tactics, even when his body was screaming.
That separates the good from the truly legendary. Supreme command over pain and impulse.
And wrapping up his tactical genius, his ability to adapt mid-match.
He was never rigid, always fluid, whether it was the initial counter against Rocky, the comeback while injured against Boo-Boo, the environmental brilliance against Red Jack.
He changed tactics based on the situation, didn't stick to one plan if it wasn't working.
Constantly analyzing, adjusting, innovating in real time, responding to every micro moment. That dynamic adaptation is the hallmark of true strategic mastery.
So his ability to adapt mid-match really cemented him as a master tactician.
Undeniably. And, if we connect this to the bigger picture, these traits aren't just for champion dogs, are they?
No, not at all.
Think about it. Reading a situation, adapting quickly, staying composed under pressure, using your environment strategically. How critical are those in any competitive field?
Business negotiations.
Absolutely. Understanding your counterpart, adapting your pitch on the fly.
Team sports.
A player staying cool under pressure, making that unexpected creative play.
Even just everyday problem solving, really. Analyzing, adapting, executing when things get tough.
Exactly. So it prompts a question for you, the listener. Where in your own life could you apply these principles? Strategic thinking, composure under pressure, inspired by Llantas' example.
It really makes you reflect. His mental attributes were just as, maybe even more impactful than his physical strength.
His intelligence wasn't just supporting cast. It was the engine driving the physical prowess, transforming him from just powerful to an unparalleled strategist.
That combination, mind and body, perfectly in sync, that's what carved his name into history.
Precisely.
So moving beyond the individual wins, Llantas became more than just a champion. He became a cultural icon in the APBT community.
He really transcended the wins. His influence spread, shaping the definition of excellence within the breed itself. He became an aspirational benchmark.
What does that icon status really mean in practice?
It means he became the standard, the living example that others aspire to. His name wasn't just linked to victory. It became synonymous with that ideal blend. Physical power, mental strength, strategic brilliance.
People studied him, his matches, his pedigree, trying to replicate those qualities.
Absolutely. He didn't just win, he set the bar. He pushed the boundaries of what people thought was possible for an APBT. His existence kind of redefined greatness in that world.
And the official accolades certainly back that up. ADR National Champion Michigan 2006. That's a huge title. National supremacy.
Puts him at the very top across the country.
And being a Best in Show recipient from legendary judges like Indian Sunny and Don Devine, again, that's validation from the highest authorities.
It confirms his exceptionalism on every level, not just trophies, but declarations of mastery.
And his influence didn't stop when his competitive career ended, did it? It continues through his progeny.
That's what's truly remarkable. His bloodline continues in elite kennels globally. His genetic legacy persists, actively shaping future generations.
That's the ultimate testament, isn't it? Not just what you achieve, but your lasting impact on the future of the breed.
Exactly. Breeders actively select for his traits. The intelligence, the resilience, the bite work, the balance. The Llantas' blueprint for greatness is alive and well in his descendants.
So his impact isn't just history, it's actively influencing the breed's future. A living legacy.
A living legacy that enthusiasts continue to admire and strive for.
And his story, his image, it's been shared widely. He's not some obscure figure only known to insiders.
No, he's been featured prominently in articles, videos, and even deep dives like this one, recognized as a symbol of excellence.
That media presence keeps his story alive, makes him accessible to a broader audience who can appreciate that dedication and strategic genius.
Indeed. And the fact that we are doing this deep dive today, that his story keeps getting told in articles and videos, it just underscores his enduring impact, his cultural resonance.
Yeah.
And, for those listeners who really want to immerse themselves even further in this rich history.
Here it comes.
Yes. That YouTube channel, APBT INFO, it's packed. Hundreds of hours of historical deep dives, lives, lineages, dogs like Llantas. It's all there.
A visual and auditory archive, really.
It really is. If you're passionate about the APBT, you could spend countless hours there tracing the history, understanding the context. It's an unparalleled resource, a real treasure trove.
Seriously, check out APBT INFO on YouTube if this history fascinates you. So this media presence, these discussions, they ensure his lessons, intelligence, resilience, heart continue to inspire.
His legacy isn't just in the past. It's kept alive through this ongoing exploration and celebration of his life.
Okay, let's bring this deep dive toward a close. The central idea, the takeaway. GR CH Chavez Llantas base. He wasn't just a dog, he was a phenomenon.
By every measure, his story is powerful. It transcends the APBT world, offering these universal lessons about achieving and sustaining greatness.
What's the core lesson for you?
I think his story teaches us that greatness is forged. It's this potent mix of, yes, genetic preparation, but also unwavering patience, relentless training, meticulous strategy, and maybe above all, that indomitable heart.
He wasn't just born great, he became great.
Through that incredible blend, inherent potential, brilliantly nurtured, honed skill, applied with strategic genius, he defied expectations, outsmarted rivals in ways that just astonished people. And he left this legacy that still echoes, still inspires.
Strategic brilliance meaning unyielding determination.
A testament to a finely tuned mind and spirit.
So as a final thought for you, our listener, as you reflect on Llantas' journey, consider this. Which aspect of his character do you think was most crucial to his legendary status? Was it the genetic potential, the sharp strategic mind, or that incredible unwavering heart?
Or perhaps, more likely, the unique way they all intertwine.
Exactly. It's probably not just one thing, but that powerful, almost alchemical interplay between them that created something so extraordinary, so lasting, something to mull over.
Definitely. And if this deep dive has really opened your eyes to this captivating history, the profound impact of figures like Llantas, Remember, there is so much more waiting for you.
Don't stop here.
Please don't. Hundreds of hours of detailed APBT history, legends, lineages, pivotal moments, just like Lantas' story. It's all available right now on that YouTube channel, APBT INFO.
One more time, APBT INFO on YouTube.
We genuinely encourage you. Subscribe, dive deeper. Satisfy that passion for the breed with unparalleled historical detail, engaging narratives. It truly brings this incredible world to life.
A fantastic resource. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive.